Hey, what up, guys? So coming to you this morning with the weekend recap from Saturday, March 7th. We had about 4 fights to talk about between 2 cards. Had a couple upsets, so let's jump right into it. We'll start off with the DAZN card, the main event that saw Scott Quigg and Joan O'Carroll battle in a super featherweight fight, which was 130. And Joan O'Carroll came in and dominated Scott Quigg and got an 11th round TKO victory. Scored a big upset as Scott Quigg looks like he could be done with his career. The former 122-pound champion who moved up to 126 a couple years ago took on Oscar Valdez in a great fight. Now looks like he might be done. He's 31, 32, been banging around for a few years now, and he took a year and a half off. Injuries kept him out of the ring, and now he came back and just got absolutely dominated, picked apart, outboxed, outclassed against Joan O'Carroll. I did say I thought Carroll stood a chance to win this fight, but I'm not surprised that he pulled it off, because of that, because Quigg just a year and a half off, plus he never really got adjusted to the weight altogether before jumping in. I thought Joan O'Carroll, when I saw his name on there, I thought it was a risky fight because Joan O'Carroll gave Tevin Farmer a really good fight. He gave him a really good fight last year for the IBF world title. So when I saw that Quigg was facing him, I went, it's not going to be a cakewalk. I think Quigg should have worked himself up to that. But then again, maybe he's done, and maybe Carroll's just on the level. All in all, Carroll with that win has put himself in the top 10 based on his competitive performance against Tevin Farmer last year, also for the world title. And Scott Quigg, who knows what's going to happen with him going forward. But we'll talk about Joan O'Carroll. This was a main event. We'll talk about his what's next later. Sometime this weekend when I do my what's next. But Scott Quigg, from here it's going to be a real tough road for him unless he wants to try to move back down to featherweight or really take tune-up bouts before he jumps in against somebody legit at 130. So see what happens with him. Now we're going to get into the Fox card that took place on Saturday night. It was all heavyweight, so we're going to talk about 3 heavyweight fights here. We'll start with the fight that kicked the show off, and that was Frank Sanchez, undefeated up-and-comer, taking on Stepping Stone veteran Joey Dajwaco. And Sanchez looked good. He outboxed, outworked Dajwaco, got a 10-round decision. Dajwaco got a great chin. No shame in Sanchez, going the full distance, because that's the kind of fighter that Dajwaco is anyways, to go the distance. So just a nice performance for excuse me, nice performance for what's his name, Sanchez, as he is still undefeated and on the rise. So that's what he's supposed to do against a guy like Dajwaco. We'll see where he goes after this, maybe moving to kind of top 20 range, maybe start setting up eliminators, stuff like that. We'll see. Maybe he could face the winner of this next fight, which saw undefeated Efe Ajagba score an impressive 9th round TKO win over veteran Razvan Kojanu. So, I thought this could be a good fight, and Kojanu actually hurt Ajagba early on, but Ajagba just outworked him, ended up setting him up and stopping him in the 9th round. Ajagba, I can't tell if he's going to be good or not. He gets hit with a good amount of punches, so going in against the best heavyweights, I'm not sure how he's going to do. But he is big. He does hit hard. Excuse me. He has a decent skill set, so we're going to see if he can apply that as he starts to get better with the competition, because he's not far off now. Kojanu's been a guy over the last few years, the last couple years alone, that's faced the likes of Luis Ortiz and Jarrell Miller. And I think there was another heavyweight he fought too. Oh, he fought Kubrat Pulev. So just last year. So he is a decent, contender, a stepping stone guy and benchmark type fighter that, a lot of the good fighters go through to keep moving up the ladder. So nice win for Ajagbe. We'll see what he does next as he moves forward. And now finally we jump to the main event where we had another upset take place. Undefeated Adam Konaki suffered the first loss of his professional career to former world title challenger Robert Helenius when Helenius knocked him out in the 4th round of their fight. Konaki came in a heavy favorite. I picked him in this one. Most people did. I don't think anybody was really giving Helenius a chance to pull this win off. And, Konaki was doing well. He was landing shots, but Konaki, in my opinion, not a big skill set here. And he leaves himself open to get hit. He kind of reminds me, he's kind of a Polish version of Chris Arreola. He just kind of bum rushes straight in and, likes to brawl. So I think he was looking ahead to a possible showdown with Andy Ruiz later in the year, or somebody else on that level, because he was floating right around the top 10 and boom, he got beat. So Helenius, big knockout win as Helenius kind of rejuvenates his career for the moment. Excuse me. We'll talk about Helenius' what's next since he got the big win. Konaki, next for him, we just don't know. I mean, he, there's no rematch. Helenius said, or actually there's no rematch clause in a contract. That's already been, been said that there is not one. And Helenius said he's non-committal to a rematch so far. So we'll see if he could get drawn back in the ring. I think the PBC will offer him a good amount of money. If Konaki wants the rematch, we'll have to see. But, I like, Helenius, these are the kind of wins, especially the heavyweights. This is why the heavyweights are exciting. You never know. Because these guys are so big and they hit so hard, you just never know. You're gonna leave yourself wide open. You're gonna get knocked out, and that's boxing right there. So, Konaki, hopefully he learned a big lesson. Robert Helenius, we'll talk about his what's next coming up this weekend when we get into all that. And that's it for the weekend recap for Saturday, March 7th. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been here with the truth.